Um, 4, 7, and 7. And the reason you would make a dot plot for something is they're very quick. And if I just want to make a quick graph, I'll make a dot plot and a 1. We also have the box and whiskers graph, the stem plots. We won't go into all of these graphs that are used in statistics. I didn't get the question this period that I got first period. They thought that first graph was called a bar graph. So the difference between a histogram and a bar graph is on my histogram I have a continuous set of numbers across the bottom. On a bar graph I have names across the bottom, categories across the bottom. Then it's a bar graph, and the bars aren't actually connected on those. They're not supposed to be. But on a histogram, the bars are always next to each other, and it's numbers across the bottom. And it's supposed to be continuous numbers. Okay, back to the dot plot. For another second here, and then I will go to a little bit of analysis. Okay, can I go to the next one? Okay. Got it. So here we go. We're going to describe histograms, and you can describe dot plots with these words too, by their shape. Some histograms are high in the middle and low on the sides. We call those symmetric. Some histograms are high on one side and short on the other side. We call those skewed. Some histograms, all the bars are about the same height. We call that uniform. There are other shapes. There's multimodal shapes that we'll also see. But generally, when we get something of other shapes, we're thinking there's something going on in our data that we need to get out of our data, divide out of our data. So these will be the 3 shapes that we'll end up working with. If there are other shapes, sometimes we have to do a little more analysis. And these shapes are general shapes. You're not going to come up with something that is always exactly symmetric or exactly skewed, but it's pretty close. Okay. Let's go to this histogram. How would you describe this shape? Is it symmetric? Is it high on one end and low on the other? This is officially, generally, high on this end and low on the other end. It would be described as skewed. So that's what I mean by these shapes names are very general. You have to kind of, squint your eyes a little bit and ignore a few things and get a general idea of the shape. Okay. Now, if the shape is symmetric or uniform, we use as the measure of center the mean. If the shape is skewed, the measure of center we use is the median. It's a better descriptor of the center of a skewed distribution. The mean kind of gets affected by those bars way out on the outside, and ends up not being a really good number to describe the center when your data is skewed. It ends up kind of your number gets off a little bit. So the median is a better description of center for my skewed distributions. So let me show you how to use this. When you're done. How much time do I have left? 5 minutes? Okay, good. Won't take me long.
5 minutes for clear.
44. Oh, 2 minutes. All right, I can do this in 2 minutes. 5. Okay. Oh. Stop. Yes. I can do this in 7 minutes. All right. Sorry, just having a little trouble telling time these days. Okay. All right. I am going to quickly analyze a set of data and decide what its shape is and what measure of center I should use. Okay? The quickest way, you can make a histogram. I'm going to go a little quicker with this and make a dot plot. So I look at my data and I see 2, 3, 1, 9, 10. Oh, everything, you know, I got a number 1, that's my lowest number. A 9, that's my highest number. I think I can get those all on one axis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think I have to do like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 or something like that. I think I can, you know, 9 is fine. Now, when I make a dot plot and I want to go fast, sometimes I make X's instead of dots. So this is just my way of doing things. So here's a 2. Let me put an X over the 2. And then I see a 3. And then I see a 1. And then I see a 9. And an 8. And a 5. And a 6. And a 5. Oh, that gets to go on top of that. And then a 6 on top of that. And then a 3. And then 2 7s. 2 5s starting to stack up. And 8. Couple of 4s. A 6. A 5. A 2. A 3. Couple more 4s. Couple of 6s. A 7. How would you describe the shape that I made? This is symmetric. What would be my measure of center? I'm going to use the mean. The median would be approximately the same as the mean. When we can, we use the mean. Okay. Let me look at my other set of data. It goes from 0 to 5. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 3 zeros. I see 4 1s. I see a couple of 2s. A 3. A 4. A 5. 3 1s. A 2, a couple of zeros. What would you call this shape? This one's skewed. It's tall over here on the left side and short on the right. They can also be short on the left and tall on the right and still call them skewed. So my preferred measure of center is going to be the median. We'll be starting a project on